We are live. Alright, let me make sure this is up there. I'll mute that. I'll mute that quickly. Yeah. What? Turn what off?
The noise.
What
the
noise?
Sound.
I have turned it off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. We are live. It says your rent is starting, but you've told me that means we're already streaming, which we are. Fantastic. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Reseller Chinwag number 32.
Yes.
Yes. Say hello.
Hello. I have said hello already.
Have you?
She's
got the hump with me already, guys, because we're showing a few items that we fit. No, let's do this because you've already started, haven't you?
I haven't started.
She's started already, yeah.
Is this how you want to start it?
I'm just saying, right? Because I just wanted to show a couple of little things, and then you're like, oh, so you're showing all that, and I've only got this tub. Is that was what you said?
Yeah.
It's not like a competition.
I know it's not a competition.
You can show more things or whatever.
You told me it was more of a show and tell thing.
It wasn't a show and tell. It wasn't a show and tell thing. It wasn't. It was just like during. It was just like I just got a couple of things.
Should we just carry on?
Yeah, maybe we should.
We should.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Reseller Chinwag, episode 32, with me Zahir and my beautiful wife Rebecca.
You're only saying that now.
Well, yeah, I just thought I'd add it in there. We've already got Shiza. Okay, there we go.
See, I told you.
Well, I didn't know I was going to do that.
Why didn't you just do it?
Okay, anyway, let's get on to a positive vibe. Let's get put into a positive footing. We've got 42 people watching already, so thank you everybody for joining us.
Yes,
really appreciate it. We'll pop into the chat and say a few highs. We have got Slim Pickings in here. Trisha J, hi. Shane, will you take less? Southwest Sellers. Hicksy's in the chat as well. So is Chelsea, Julian Linsell, Lee Michelle, Richard Hale, Malinky, Silver Stacker, Jason Entwistle, Sib, Darren Smart Reselling, Paul Marsh, Ruth Miller, Nick is in here as well. Maria Clark, David Morse, LGG, Kirsten from Kirsten's Curiosities, Barry Francis. The fridge is fine, Barry.
Yeah, it hasn't had any issues this week.
David Morse has a question already. Has he got any work done this week, or just played with his coffee machine? It's not just been the coffee machine.
No, I was going to say that's not the only thing he's been playing with this week.
Yeah, it's been a number of things. We will get into all that stuff. So just saying hi to everyone in the chat. So it really excited to be here. I'm really excited to see so many people popping in on a Friday evening. We've tried to structure the show, haven't we?
Attempted to.
Yeah, attempted to.
Whether we stick to it is another matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have tried. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about just like how sales been, how the week's been, and then we'll branch off depending on the situation. We've got a few pickups. We've got a little topic to talk about. Yeah, it's going to be a packed show. Packed. Packed, just like you pack a portafilter to pull a good shot of coffee to avoid channeling. But that's just on the brain at the moment. Okay, guys. Everyone's popping in. Wow, this is fantastic. Let's talk about sales, shall we? Yeah. It's been a good week. It has started off a bit slow, but we've got a few items which have kind of helped bump it up. And I think on the main store we're on about 820 turnover. And then if you add what your store has done and the odd bits we've sold on Amazon, it does take us well over the £1,000 turnover for the last 7 days. So we're really happy.
We are.
On the main store we sold 23 items. So not a lot of items, but that's kind of how I like it because it means less packaging, and the turnover is still there, the profit is still there, so we're pleased with that. So that was one of the things we wanted to talk about, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So it's still pretty good there. And we also kind of thought we'd share with you guys a couple of sales, is that right?
Yeah.
Should we do that?
Should we do that now?
Yeah. We'll do it now.
Yeah.
We'll do it now. Beck's crossing off what we've written down. We're pretty pro. I scored a load of Duplo and Nerf in the huge charity shop today, says Nick. Well, because he needs more stock. So
you can never have enough.
Yeah, you can never have enough. It's true. It's true. And what else have we got there? Just found a load of original Tomy Pokemon figures. I love Pokemon, says Julian. Actually, I sold
You've selling a bit of
I
Pokemon
saw,
this week.
yeah,
haven't
I have. It was quite a weird one because I wasn't expecting it to sell.
you? Yeah.
Like I've not sold any Pokemon for quite a while, and then
And
out
we
of the
had
blue,
most of this listed when Pokemon Go
yeah,
was around, didn't we?
yeah, it was kind of crazy because like I've had these Pokemon listed for a long time. All the popular ones sold relatively quickly, and then out of the blue this week, I've sold 2 of the Tomy figures, and I've actually gotten them at yeah, I found one here. I got one at I sold one at a pretty good price actually. It was you know, I can't argue with the price I got for it. So I will definitely share that as well. Well, we've got 73 people already in here. That's fantastic. Richard House says very slow sales for me, but I find second week of the I find that in the second week of the month, it has been a bit up and down, hasn't it? It has been, but it overall, as people say, it evens out, doesn't it? Over the.
Sorry, you lost me. Sales, yeah.
God.
Sorry.
Such a fraud.
No,
yeah.
sorry,
What I was saying is overall sales tend to.
How did we get on?
Because I just read a comment and then I was reacting to the comment. You know, dynamic.
Sorry.
You know, we're dynamic. Yeah.
Sorry.
Be more dynamic, man. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'm just commenting that overall, like, you know how sales tend to balance out overall, don't they?
We have slow days and then we have better days. So.
Yeah. Exactly. What we are going to do now is just switch over and show you just a couple of sales. Nothing big. These aren't like our highest value sales actually.
No.
Just what we found interesting to share.
My one wasn't, and I think I've shared it on Instagram.
But you wanted to share it again, haven't you? Yeah, share it again. Why not? Yeah, let's do it. Let me just use the power of technology now. I'm a bit nervous. Let's see if it works. Boom! There we go.
There we go.
So this is Rebecca's sale that she wants to share.
So I had this sale this week, and now it's fairly low value, but I was just really happy with the turnaround. I'd picked this up from Boot Sale a couple of weeks ago. I listed it on the Sunday, and I think it sold on, well, it should say there on the 9th, so a couple of days later.
2 days after listing it, so that's pretty quick turn. I guess
remember.
so. If you said yeah. Oh, why not? 2 days, 3 days, maybe.
But yeah, I was really happy with just how quickly it turned.
And what did you pay for it?
I've got a feeling I paid 50p for this.
It's got quite an epic design on it, actually, hasn't it?
It's not.
What's the brand? Sensations.
It's called Sensations, but it's not like a
known
brand. But I just really like the pattern on it, so I picked it up.
Cool, exactly. So if you like it, I mean that applies in a lot of different things. I often say that as well. If you think it's cool, chances are someone else will think it's cool as well.
Exactly.
So that's a nice sell there.
I had positive feedback from them
already
as well.
Wow. So done and dusted. See, that's a nice sell because it's quick turnaround, feedback, all in the bag. I'll actually show the Pokemon actually because after you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, why not? Why not show the Pokemon? So I've had this guy for ages. I actually had a bunch of these, didn't I?
You did.
Where we paid £2 for a shoebox full. I mean, we're talking quite a while ago. And during the hype of it, we sold.
I think you kind of split out most of it, didn't you? Apart from
we did well
bits
on.
That were kind of just bundling and kind of getting rid of that way, but a lot of the.
Well, I mean, we did really well when it like
that jumper is horrendous.
So, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, some people might call it horrendous, but other people will like it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't. Don't be hating on the jumper. Well, what I was saying is, we bought like a shoebox of these for £2, and we actually had some of them where we had all their evolutions.
We did.
So we had I think we had the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, and we had Charizard, and all these other Charmander and Charmeleon, and some of those went for like 20-30 quid for like the set of 3, didn't they? Yeah. We did really well out of them. So and then these I just listed and. I've stuck with the price, and I just left, kept on relisting these. These are one of those things that I was like, really, I should be getting rid of now, like bundle them up. But it went, and it went for a good amount. I think $8.99 I got for it. $8.99 plus $3.50 shipping. So I'm very pleased with that sale as well. The jumper looks like an explosion in a mattress factory. Well, people aren't a fan of the jumper, Beck.
But you know what? I really like the pattern on it, and I was just like, you know what? I think that's going to sell.
It will, yeah. exactly.
You know, and it's sold pretty quickly.
Yeah. I had a few Tommy figures left that just wouldn't shift. Sold the last year as a bundle for £10. Made a few hundred on the box though, so I was happy to clear. Well, that's the thing. I think I need to get into that habit, Nick. It's just I just forgot about these, to be honest. They just kept them getting relisted.
Yeah.
And this week I've not only sold this one, I've sold another one. I've literally only got like 1 or 2 left now.
Yeah.
But they've gone for good. They've gone for good money. And Nick says, Fugly sells there.
Yeah.
Now this is an interesting sale. This I'm really excited to share with you guys. These are a pair of Bose speakers. They're like they're just standard speakers that get used in like pubs and bars and things like that. Just show you what they look like. They're just standard speakers. Now I bought these about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think it was about 2 weeks
ago.
From eBay. I saw an advert for 7 of these. And it was a local collection only on auction, and I got all 7 of them for £26, and which is insane. £26 on eBay for these. No one else wanted to bid that much on them. And I got them for 26. And when I got to the guy's place to pick them up, he actually gave me a tub with 8. So it wasn't 7; it was 8 speakers. So I had 4 pairs. Now I've already sold 1 pair. I took an offer for 105 plus shipping, so that's fantastic profit, and I've still got 3 pairs of these to go. So those I think were just sales that stuck out. They're not the highest value or whatever. It was just the ones that came to mind, and we thought why not share them with you guys, because that's what we enjoy doing.
Yes.
Let me just get this up and running here as well. Wow, there's 77 people in here, so welcome everybody. Lisa Fenn says hi as well. Kirsten says, my son had a ton of those figures, wonder where they went. I know Pikachu, that's it, so you're not alone, Jason, says Darren Smart. So Darren wasn't trying to figure out who that Pokemon was or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm guessing. How do you get a Pikachu on the bus? Pokemon. That's fantastic.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I have a vintage 90s Psyduck keyring, new and still sealed in its original packaging, paid 70p for it. That's pretty good, Lisa. Should do you well. So those were some sales that we wanted to share. Pretty cool. And I saw earlier in the week Ads' video. I think it was either this week or last week. But he's putting out so many videos, it's difficult for me to keep track of. But he made a video saying he struck out at the boot fair. I think it was. And he was a little bit down, but I think the chat cheered him up, which was nice, because I only caught the replay. I didn't catch it live. And it got me thinking, I'd been in a similar situation where I was saying to you that the boot fairs aren't really doing it for me.
I mean, I was getting worried to the point, because we've been going back to our boots house for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Was it 4 weeks?
Probably about that, 3-4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And every time Zahira's coming around, he's going, I don't think boot sales are for me anymore.
Yeah.
I can't find what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I was getting really worried.
Well, I mean, I would have still gone, because you obviously go as well, so I would have still gone. But I think I fell victim to that kind of thinking as well, where you don't necessarily have as great a few. You have a couple of weeks where you haven't picked up as many great things as you would like, or whatever the reason is really. Like, for example, I had that faux pas with the sewing machine, which now Rebecca has. That I think that made me feel a bit down, just because normally I wouldn't have done that, would I? Wouldn't have done that.
No.
But it got me thinking about it, that you just have to just fight through those crap weekends.
Yeah.
So the weekends that you go and you don't find anything, because when I think about it, like, I've had some of my best pickups when I least expected it at the boot fair. Some of the best finds I've had have been on those horrible rainy days where people are like, oh, there'll be no one at the boot fair, and you go to the boot fair anyway and there's one line, but you still find something worth £100. It happens, doesn't it?
It does.
And I think like this weekend I got to the boot fair nice and early.
Well, this was on
Sunday.
Sunday because you dropped me off at work, didn't you, on a Sunday?
Yeah. We did okay on Saturday as well, didn't
Saturday
we?
was okay.
Saturday was okay,
I was
but
pretty happy
but
because
but I wasn't
I
that
got a
happy
load
with
of
Saturday.
clothes,
No, I don't think
so-
I did very well on Saturday. You did well. You
Yeah.
got clothes. I don't think I got anything that I can remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't think I got anything that I can remember like particularly amazing. But then on Sunday, like I was there nice and early, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and got some really nice finds. So yeah, we'll do a bit of a sharing thing. Well, we will keep track of the chat as well. By the way, guys, I think see Chris Gotts is in here as well.
Hello, Chris.
Shane says longest 15 minutes ever. What's that for? I wonder. Let's have a look. I'm not sure. I'm sure spanners have handles on things. What? Plenty of must. Okay, there's lots of spanner-related jokes. Okay, all right. It's out on the time, says David McGregor. Question from Darren Beck: has he driven you mad with his new coffee machine yet? What
Yeah. No, he's.
You've been drinking.
Yeah.
You've been drinking
I'm
lots of
liking it
coffee.
because you're making me lots of coffee, so.
I'm
happy,
just practicing, wasn't I?
Yeah. It's still not quite right with the old.
Well, no, because we've been using pre-ground
Yeah.
coffee, and pre-ground coffee just. I'm
It
not going to get in.
It doesn't have the same as when you grind your own.
Yeah, you have to grind your own beans. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like it.
So hopefully it will improve.
It will improve massively. I mean, it's still a lot better than what we've been having instant-wise.
Definitely.
So that's true. I so enjoyed the flamingo car boot Sunday. Says what you're selling. What? I'm missing out on something here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Show us the new coffee beans, lol, says Ryan. I don't have I'm ordering coffee beans. I've only just picked the grinder up today. I've only just picked the grinder up. I mean, we will get into it. Bear with us, yeah, guys. Do you want to quickly show you some of the pickups first? How's that? Should we do some pickups? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do some. Okay. Now, this was pretty epic, guys. I've got to share this because it's not often that I get video game stuff, and especially not this. This is so cool. I picked this up on Sunday for £4, and it is a Nintendo Game & Watch multi-screen pinball boxed. The box obviously does have some tearing, but if you look inside, now this is so cool. Look at this. It's got all of the paperwork. It's got these little sheets of paper. There's comments coming in about grinding beans already. But yeah, you can see you've got the caution paperwork, which is fantastic there as well. Then we've got the user manual as well. A little bit of a stain. It might be like a tea stain or a coffee stain, God knows. Let's just have a look here. Ooh, there's a little battery. I don't know. There's just a battery. It's probably dead anyway. And you can see the condition of the unit actually is really good. I can't believe how epic. The condition is fantastic. It's in mint condition. I wanted to share this.
You've been wanting to share this all week.
Yeah, I'm wanting to share it, but I keep forgetting. Yeah, I wanted to make a video about it. It's in really good condition. There is some slight scuffing there. You can see that on the top, so that will affect it a little bit. But the fact that it comes with the polystyrene insert there, and the fact that it's got the user manuals and the caution kind of guides and whatnot with the box, I think I should be able to top £100 on it. I'm not 100% certain, but from what I have seen, it shouldn't be unrealistic to achieve.
That was pretty cool.
To achieve like over £100. So that is there. So that was the first thing I wanted to show. Now, this next item I want to talk about, I'm gonna sell as quickly as possible because the longer I have it,
the worse it's gonna end up.
Yeah. Now this is okay. Let's have a look in the chat. Only joke. Okay, there's a lot more. I was lot more chat coming in. Just trying to
Okay.
keep in touch. Someone having a dig there at Chris Gotts. Was it Jason
It was
having a little
Jason,
comment
I think.
about Chris popping onto our turf? Yeah, Chris had a good Saturday, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did. I remember. Yeah, it's Chris's
Yeah.
fault. No, it's fine. It's fine.
No,
But-
it was lovely meeting.
Now this was.
It was.
Yeah, it was great. Shout out to Chris Gotts. It's brilliant to me. Now, I was on Sunday morning. Lady puts this out.
You always worry me when you fling stuff in my face.
I'm
like
sorry
that.
about that. That is a flight case, and as you can see, it says Align T-Rex 450 series, and as soon as I saw that, I knew to jump on it because my dad had one of these these helicopters, and it is like an RC helicopter. Pow.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to show it.
Yeah, it is epic. It does have like a shell as well, and this thing is lethal. I mean, it is epic. But since having it, it was in full working order when I got it.
He's crashed it into a fence once.
I smashed it into a fence, and I mean at speed. I mean, these things are like, these things, when they spin up, it's actually quite scary. And this is what's called a fly-by-this model as well. So it's not like one of those easy to pick up helicopters that you can just start flinging around. But this is crazy. This thing is crazy. But yeah, I've smashed it into the fence, and then today I had a real classic where I was just on the ground and the blade was spinning.
I'm glad I wasn't here for this one.
And I just must have just moved the aileron or something, or whatever they call it, elevate the pitch or something the wrong way around, and it went like that into the ground. And bear in mind, these things spin so quick. I mean, you have to see it to believe it. I mean, these things are vicious, and I think I've knocked the kind of pinion that moves this main gear, and now that won't work. But other than that, it works. And even in this condition, it's still going to be worth some good money.
Yeah.
I paid, in total, I paid £80 for this, the flight case, and this is the cool bit, and the transmitter, which is brilliant. The transmitter alone will get me, I don't know, I'll probably get £100 odd, I think, for the transmitter comfortably, and then this thing, even in its broken condition, will get me some money. But I need to sell this now. I wanted to keep it, but I just don't have the time because, I spend a lot of time messing with coffee and my hobbies are obviously making coffee. I'm into my hi-fi at the moment. My PC. I want to start playing FIFA again and messing around with PC again, and I wouldn't have the time because it takes time to take it apart, put it back together, because you've
And I am kind of slightly worried about everyone else around you while you've got this helicopter.
It's vicious, isn't it? It's vicious.
Yeah.
It's very.
You had it in the front room, like getting it.
Yeah, I was getting, and it was really
not
it
do
started
that in
going.
here?
I mean, these things are epic. These things are absolutely epic.
No.
Yeah, it's
I
my
was just
epic
like,
chopper. Big chopper says it sounds dangerous. So it was a lot of money to pay, but it was worth it for £80. Yeah, it was.
We're gonna make more by breaking it down, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna sell the hand receiver for. I'm gonna get at least 100 for that. I've seen someone get 140 for a used one. Then I'm gonna sell the wireless receiver that comes with it. I've seen people get about 20 for that. Then I'm gonna sell the helicopter, and I don't know what I'll get for that. Probably about 100, I reckon, maybe. I don't know, but it's broken a bit now.
It's a fixer-upper.
It's a fixer-upper. But the thing is, with RC, people that buy RC won't see it as broken as such, because they know the hobby.
People that do like all this RC stuff like tinkering anyway. So.
Exactly. And so I'm gonna split it up and sell it. It was so well worth 80 quid. It was. I was all over it. I mean, she actually wanted 50 and 40, and I said, "You do a deal for both." I didn't really need a deal, but she offered for 80. I was like, "Yes, bam, done." So pretty pleased with that. Oh gosh, we've missed a lot of chat here, guys. We're trying to keep up. Fabian asked question, did the Valve amp sell again? No, it's still for sale. I've had a couple of offers which are not quite where I want them to be.
We've had a bit of back and forth with someone today, haven't we?
It's too low for me. I do want to get rid of it, but not for the price I've been offered. So growing beans, FNAF. Okay, just sort of ordered a chest mount for my phone. Car boot vlogs may improve. Would have tried crotch cam, but didn't want to steal the Z-side.
I'd stay away from that.
Yeah.
Nick. It's not a good look.
Yeah, crotch cam is not a good look. I mean, yeah, I think chest cam is better. I think I might also follow you, Nick, with a chest camera. Actually, that's a good idea.
That is.
Chest cam. Yeah, the thing is with the GoPro, I don't know. Like it just looks like you're like Tony Stark or someone walking around with this thing sticking out your chest.
Yeah, but that's just you.
Yeah.
I think plenty of people vlog out in the open now, so
Yeah, they do. Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, I should just do it. Ben Nation says, question, do you find the more unusual clothing designs sell better? Yeah.
I'd say it's got to have a nice print on it. It's got to have a nice pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Such a good find. That is Lush, says Chris Gotts. Falls off chair, says Lisa Fenn. How much? £80. Okay. Was the Game and Watch at the very start of the boot fair? What's the story behind finding it? Asked David McGregor. It wasn't at the start of the boot fair.
It wasn't.
It was just on the guy's table. I don't know how to explain it. I was walking. He may have only just put it out. I'm guessing it must have been a timing thing. And the funny thing is, actually, he wanted £4 for that, which is worth well over 100. And then he was like, "Oh, I've got another game here," and he pulled out a mint Nintendo DS Lite, which he'd only used for brain training. A lot of people bought Nintendo DSs for brain training when that came out, and his DS was mint condition. It wasn't in its original box or anything, but protective case, and he had the games. And because it was newer, he wanted a £5 for it, and he wouldn't budge, even though I got the Game Watch for 4. So I was like, okay, £5 is fine. I'm not going to argue. So that was the story behind that, David. He's damaged his chopper. My chopper's gonna be sold off now to the highest bidder. My dad nearly took his thumb off with one, says Larry Miles. Yeah, these things are dangerous.
They are.
These I can't believe
That's
how
why I was worried
dangerous
about
these are.
you playing around with it in the front room with the cats walking around as well, because I just thought I could just see him just crashing it into one of them.
Yeah. So it's Phoebe's just joined the chat as well. Hi Phoebe, how are you?
Hello.
Lucas Jones says, what markup do you work on as a minimum? Don't have a rule really, do we? It's just it's got to be like worth it in relative terms. So I suppose you go like with clothes. If you're buying one item for £1, then you want at least £6-7 minimum, or
probably.
I don't know, something like that.
Depending on how much I picked it up for, like with the jumble sale stuff. When I go to the jumble sales, when I'm picking it up for like 20p or 25p,
you can take even £5 or £4.
Yeah, I can have a lot lower.
And everyone has ideas of what they want for profit, but eventually you'll end up with a bunch of stock that you thought would sell for more than it actually will, and then you'll end up just getting rid of it for less. So it just works out. As long as as long as you're happy with the kind of profit you're bringing, after fees, after PayPal, after postage, after tax, after all of that stuff, as long as you're pleased with that, you have an idea. Yeah.
Exactly.
There is one at Bladen. You're talking about car boots.
I'm sure it's Kathy, isn't it?
Kathy says hello. Yeah, CJZZB treasures.
Yes.
In the chat, how are you? Cats and Z's big chopper help. Too many jokes, says Nick. Oh gosh, yeah.
I know.
Choppers and things.
I know.
One other thing I want to show as well. Ooh, I caught my tail. I caught my tail. Yeah. This is another thing I took a risk on. This actually leads into your pickup, doesn't it? I was at a stall with the house clearance guys, and they brought out some cameras, and they had this Nikon D70 camera with this manky looking lens, which you could tell is just messed up anyway. I've charged it up because it came with the battery in it, and I bought a battery charger for £5 from eBay because it was worth it, I thought, just to try out, because I paid £5 for the camera. It powers on, the screen works, but it's flashing with an F, which I think means that the lens isn't recognised. for whatever reason. I'm not sure how to get that to work, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. So semi-fail.
Got any lenses
No, we haven't got any Nikon lenses, but I think as a spares and repair job, you get about £15 to £20 for it. If you know it's working, you can get a lot more. So I'm probably going to hold on to it until I can get a lens.
Pick up a lens.
Yeah, because we might get a Nikon camera at some point.
We may.
And then, why not? Yeah. So that was that. And I got talking to them, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've got I had a bunch of these cameras, and I do house clearance and clearing for some family, and they're hoarders. I mean, they buy all this stuff. They buy jewelry and stuff, and they just leave it in the box. And then they showed me this box of jewelry on their back of their van, and I was like, and they were holding it back for, I think, some of their regular buyers, and I was like, if you were to sell it, how much would you want for the whole box? Because like just as is, without going through it and all that, because normally the guys that they sell to will look through it, and and he said a tenner. So I was like, give it a go.
And bearing in mind,
Zahir
doesn't know anything about costumes.
Yeah, I know nothing.
Like that.
I know nothing about it. All I know is I've seen Beck sell unknown brands of it for like £6-7, so not big money, £5-6, like unknown costume jewellery. So I thought for a tenner.
That's what he picked up for a tenner.
For a tenner, all of that. It's madness, yeah.
I have started slowly sorting through bits and pieces in here. But it is a case, I mean, some of it is probably going to be job lotted because it's, it's not worth doing anything. Bits and pieces might be job lotted. These are some of the bits that I've already kind of picked out. I will be making a video on this, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course.
But like this one was quite a pretty one. This is actually a brand on there.
I can't read that.
Yeah.
Some brand.
But that one I was really impressed. I'm doing a lot of research on these, but yeah, I will be doing a video on it at some point.
So yeah, nice pick up there. It was an epic box of stuff. So there's a lot to go through there. There must be hundreds of bits of costume jewellery in there.
And there's there's different things. There's like earrings, there's bangles, there's bracelets, there's necklaces, there's rings. There's just so much to go through. But I'm gonna kind of try and pick out like the best bits first and get that listed, and then kind of play around with like the bundling of the rest of it.
David McGregor asked, will you be watching Eurovision tomorrow? Best night of live TV in the year. Social media was made for stuff like that. We've not watched it recently.
No, we've not watched it for years.
Yeah,
actually.
I all I think of when I think of Eurovision is Father Ted and Me and My Horse. Do you remember when they did like their version of a Eurovision song? They talk about. It's a really funny music video with Ted and Father Ted and Dougal. Me and My Horse, and it just kind of makes me laugh. That's all I think about. But yeah, I might watch it. I mean, there's some chat in there about Eurovision.
Oh, someone had a quick question. Is it Lucas?
Do you have to
double as a minimum?
Double up as a minimum? Yeah, I mean, kind of double your money. Yeah,
I'm guessing so. I'm guessing that's what you're asking.
It depends on what you're talking about. On some items, you'd want way more than double your money. Like, for example, you wouldn't want to spend 50p to make like a pound, or a pound to make £2. If you're talking at the 50p pound range, then you want 5 to 6 times minimum. Ideally, you want 10 times your money, don't you? Like 1 to 10, because even after that, after you take your fees, etc., you're not left with a lot. You're left with like £4 or something. I can't remember the figures off the top of my head anymore. But so double up you can start doing when you're spending like obviously 200 to make 400 or something like that, or 100 to make 200, possibly.
Yeah, and Southwest Sailor says flashing F is not good.
Flashing F, it's... Oh, really? So, damn it, okay. That's a shame.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for that, yeah, appreciate it.
Spares and repair it is.
Spares and repair, yeah. CJJ, Kathy says beautiful jewellery.
Yeah.
I got a Polaroid in a job lot, no idea if it works, says Kirsten. Kirsten, you're going to have to get a empty cartridge, because most Polaroids, I think they take their power supply from the film cartridge, from the film rather than on the camera.
Yeah.
anyone got any tips on organising storage? I see some people use raffle tickets in pictures or code numbers, says Sunny Verma. You want to add your 2 cents to that, honey?
Well, it depends what you're storing, but
Well, just do your, just say how you're doing it.
For me, I put in those storage boxes, and I have labelled them like along the alphabet, so I file according to brand, and I've separated them into like tops and dresses, and then trousers and skirts, I think it is. And so as long as my filing system doesn't fail me, which it
occasionally does,
can
but
sometimes, because I'm a bit weird sometimes and I put things in strange places. But yeah, I just file it according to brand.
Alright, moving on. We're going to go back to the topic of eBay pickups, right? As you guys saw in the sales earlier in the chat, I showed you guys the Bose speakers that I sniped off eBay and got good money on. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, or you've seen, I think that's where I've shared. I'm not sure if that's.
Where have you shared?
I don't know where I've shared the video now.
Where?
I've got a coffee machine. I can't remember. It's gone from my brain. No, I made a video about it on YouTube. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What are you
I don't know. I don't know. It's the
made a
coffee.
video, you know?
Yeah, I made a video about. As you guys may have seen, I made a video about my espresso machine. Now that was an epic pickup. I paid £87. Now forget the part that I drove 2 hours each way. Forget that part.
Keep that bit.
Forget the part that we drove 200 miles
is
there
that
and back.
The bit where we whisper that bit?
Yeah, we whisper that bit. Yeah, we drove 200 miles to pick it up. But even when you factor in the cost of petrol plus the £87, if I wanted to, I could still make a big profit on it. Brand new, the machine I showed you, easily £600-700. And just today, I went and picked up a grinder. Now, I'm going to show you.
I'm just going to say, right, so here we thought he was being really smart and thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to empty out the hopper.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So he tipped the machine upside down.
Into a box.
All
the coffee went.
Completely forgot about this section.
Bit, and all the coffee in here went.
So all the ground coffee went over the back seat of the car.
Yeah, now the car smells of stale coffee. Now, this was an epic pickup as well. It's got the hopper as well. Now, this is a commercial coffee grinder. This is the base unit. The hopper's in the other room.
Yeah.
I could have gotten this for nothing. Unfortunately for me, the seller had put a start price of £85 on it. Now, originally this would have been like a £700-800 coffee grinder. Because it's old and because it's not been looked after, it wouldn't be worth near that much now.
No.
But I reckon, because again, the listings on eBay, I mean, there's so much stock that you can source from eBay, it's insane. This was just listed as coffee grinder, I think. It might have been listed as commercial coffee grinder, I'm not sure, but that's all. They didn't even bother to put the brand, which is by the way written on the back of the grinder. They didn't even bother putting that in the main title, and they just left it at that. And then the model number wasn't on there either. And this is like a really good coffee grinder.
The other side of it is I don't think they were too bothered about what it sold for, because you know, they had closed down their coffee shop. They were going into a different kind of business. And they just wanted to get rid of the stock.
But now this is where it gets a bit funny, right? Now this person was running a coffee shop, and she said to me, 'cause there were beans in the hopper. She said, "I only shut the cafe down in December, so the beans should be fine." I mean,
I had to come here.
I don't know what to say, right? I mean, you make money by selling coffee to people, and you're. I mean, how can you leave coffee beans They've got to be fresh, like freshly roasted. I know they have an expiry date, people, but this is just a tip. If you're buying coffee, it has to be freshly roasted. freshly roasted. Even if you want to buy ground coffee, even if you just use a French press, okay, I mean, you don't need all this stuff. This is just because I like having this stuff, okay, and whatever. But you don't need this stuff. Even if you're just gonna have a French press, guys, right? If you buy freshly roasted coffee ground from like an online site, I think someone mentioned Monmouth to me the other day, and who did we used to use? Has Been or something like that. I think it was called Has Been. There's plenty of online roasteries who roast their beans and send them out to you within the same day or the next day from them being roasted, which means you will get freshly roasted beans or freshly roasted beans which they can grind. You have the option, you can even choose, oh, I want an espresso grind if you haven't got a grinder, or you can say I want a Turkish grind, which is really fine powder, or you can choose French press grind, which is a bit coarser of a grind, and they will freshly grind this fresh roasted coffee. Now it's like anything else, it goes stale just because it's those beans and ground coffee bags you see on the supermarket shelves, they've been there for God knows how long. They're not fresh, and it changes everything. I mean, you wouldn't eat a banana that's like just been left out for like 5 days, would you? You just wouldn't do it.
But
it's just I don't get why people don't.
Do you want to put the coffee ground?
Yeah, I'll put it. I'll put it down. I'll put it down. But this, and this is the other thing. They'd never cleaned it. Again, this is the second grinder I've picked up. If you guys haven't seen, I've picked up another grinder before, and we
actually sold that one on.
I sold that on. I bought it for £20. I sold it for 170 quid very quickly, and that one was jam shut. Luckily, the burrs on this one weren't jam shut, but it had never been clean. You're buying coffee from these people. They're making money by selling you coffee, and I mean, it's like stale, nasty coffee, hardened. I mean, you have to scrape it off. So that's why I like making my own coffee at home. But there we go. That is my opinion on that. I'm very happy with my coffee setup. I'm thinking of moving it because it's a bit big for the kitchen. I might actually move it into the office. I'm gonna find a table to go into the office. I think like a station, like a nice little bit of furniture. Maybe get it from the tip shop. And I'm gonna set the grinder and the machine.
I just want to say, step away from the grinder. I know Darren. He won't even put it down. No,
I'm just really happy. This is solid. This is solid.
Just cuddle it.
Yeah. No, but this is really solid stuff, and you guys can pick something up, from this thing. I mean, what I would like to make this useful for you guys is, I've talked about this before, but if you can spot commercial items versus consumer items, you're onto a winner, right? Now, you can buy coffee grinders, which are for the home, and they're rubbish. They're not worth bothering with. So if you see one at the boot fair, you can be like, unless there's certain brands that you might get a little bit of money depending on how cheap they sell them for, most coffee grinders aren't going to be worth a lot. But if you can spot a commercial grinder, I mean, they tend to be quite obvious. I mean, look, huge. Weighs about 15 kilos.
They're normally
built like the proverbial
and they do
brick
like
outhouse.
These actually have like the hopper on top. The hopper is like where you put the beans in. So there's normally a container on top.
So we've got that as well. But the coffee beans, they have oils and stuff. You've got to maintain this stuff. You can't just.
Can you stop now? Can you just put it down on the floor?
Yeah, I know, but people charge money, and it's not right, Just
seriously, just move on.
I'm okay with it. That's why I'm making my own coffee.
Now put the grinder on the floor.
Just put it down. Be careful with it. Oh, it's heavy. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have that kind of stuff. But anyway, what can be taken from that, apart from coffee though, is if you can spot commercial kind of items, you can make some good money, right?
Especially if they haven't put a brand in.
Most of them don't. Most people on eBay, I've noticed, they'll just put coffee machine, or they'll put I think there was one which was a coffee grinder. Yeah, that was it, and that was the friend, and it was a Fiorenzato coffee grinder. You pick up these things. Okay, let's just go into we'll go into the chat. Oh my gosh, we've got 105 people watching. Really appreciate the chat. Oh god, here we go with grinding. Oh god. when Father Ted buys the tea and coffee you make. No wonder he's buzzing with the coffee, says Kirsten.
Yeah.
Hence his rosy cheeks. You know what? We've tried. I don't know what to say. We've got bright lights that we use for our photos either side.
Yeah.
Just to...
In that room.
And I
over
still
there.
look red.
You do.
I don't know.
Maybe
Are my
it's-
cheeks red? I might have, like, issues, man. I might have something wrong with me. Like, blood pressure or something.
Could be.
No?
No.
I don't know. But...
You look pretty red.
Yeah, I look pretty red. I'm getting worried now. So I shouldn't be thinking about that. But okay. Oh God, let's have a look in the chat.
Okay.
I love Mrs. Doyle's face, says Lisa Fenn. Yeah, Mrs. Doyle was amazing.
Yeah.
We have decided to hear his office face and caffeine. Make him drink decaf.
He won't do it.
There's no point drinking decaf.
Yeah, he just won't
is
do
there?
it.
See, I have to admit, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I love the passion. And I've never drunk a cup of coffee. Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Actually, saying that, I had a lady that I used to work with, and she had drunk coffee before, but she absolutely hated the taste of it. So,
Really?
yeah.
Just remember, this was on said Stretch Pirate. Anyhow, cannot get anything but still shot of you two, so we'll watch later. I see you jesting around the grinding of the bean. Oh gosh.
Aww.
I'm sorry that the stream's not working.
Yeah, I think
We
it's
haven't
got
got any
an
dropped
issue.
frames here, so sometimes a refresh will work there. I just put Paul Mosley off coffee. I'm sorry about that.
No one's going to go into the coffee shop and drink coffee now.
Well, no, if you go to a shop where you can tell that they're into it, you know, it might be worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
It might be worthwhile. Sky will be calling ZFX to be a fly on the wall documentary, The Dark Side of Reselling. What that makes you go crazy.
And that's just you.
You can see Bex giving Z a wary look every time he starts swinging something around.
Because I know he's going to hit me in the face one time. Because he doesn't pay attention to... The thing is, right, you back into me so often, like you step on me so often. I'm so used to kind of, you just going, oh, sorry, didn't see you there.
Yeah, that's not cool, is it?
But yeah, so when he's kind of swinging his items around, it's I have to be careful.
Swinging my items around. Tea is
Did I
best,
say-
says Richard Hale. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's get back to eBay for a bit.
Yeah.
We do actually have some eBay chat.
We do.
We've had some non-payers this week as well.
We have.
Just trying to deal with non-payers can be so frustrating, can't it?
It can be, yeah.
Luckily, we had two which got fixed as soon as I opened an unpaid item case.
Well, we did have one the other day that was quite funny.
Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, go on, you tell the story.
We had one buyer this week. I can't remember what he bought, but he put in an offer on something, didn't he?
Yeah, he put an offer.
And then
in
you
something.
accepted.
Yeah.
And then he messaged you like about 5 or 10 minutes later and goes, "Sorry, got to cancel. No money in my account."
Yeah, and I thought
And
that
I
was
like,
fine.
Okay, cool, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll just
because
cancel
it
it.
was just honest and open about it, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's absolutely cool with me. You know,
Yeah.
I can't argue with
And the
that.
fact that he was just so quick to kind of just
Yeah.
come back and go, no,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
But then we had two items which we had to open unpaid item cases on, and
Mhm.
both paid, which was fantastic. And then we had that typical day where we had a £300+ day, but £250 of that was one sale,
Mhm.
and they have not paid.
Yeah.
So, and I've contacted them as well to ask them if they still want it, or if they've had a change of mind to let me know so I can relist it. Heard nothing back, which is quite frustrating. So I'm gonna, as soon as I can, open an unpaid item case on that. Very annoying when you've got like any items really, but especially the high value stuff, that you expect to get paid for.
You do.
And so I want, I'm glad that that's nearly on its way, but it's just frustrating. It happens, and then it wasn't even that the guy made an offer. He bought the item at a buy it now price, but he's a GSP buyer.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna have to be patient and wait for that. So that was a bit annoying.
We've had no returns or refunds this week.
Yeah, we've had no returns or refunds, which was fantastic. So just giving you guys a bit of eBay here. So I think it's important.
Well, when you've just ranted about coffee for the last 10 minutes.
No, it was just a little bit. It was just a little bit. But it's overall been okay, but it seems to come in bundles, doesn't it? This unpaid items and things like that. You don't get any, and then you'll get a couple happening, within an evening or within a couple of evenings, and before you know it, you've got like 4 or 5 items unpaid.
But I think someone's already answered Shane, but it's the turn on pay instantly. Yeah, you can't do that when you accept like a best offer.
Yeah.
You have to wait for them to make payment.
It is actually making me think about removing best offer again and just putting everything on immediate payment. It is making me consider that as an option now, because I'm just like, oh gosh, I just want to. It's frustrating when it happens, but then when I look at it realistically, it doesn't happen that often. It just feels like it's happened a lot, because it's just
I think it's probably when it's quite a large-ish sale.
Yeah.
You just kind of hope that it just goes through.
Yeah, you just want it to go.
You just want it to go through as quickly as possible. Because the thing is, even if they pay in a couple of days' time, you kind of, if it's sold, you kind of want to just get the item packaged and out of your house.
Yeah.
So there's that as well.
Or realistic, one of the two, whatever it is. But it's just one of those things that you have to put up with if you want best offer. And I think overall best offers. Overall, it's working good for us, isn't it? I mean,
I'm pretty happy with it actually. I use it a lot on the second store, and a lot of my sales do come through on a best offer. But although recently I have noticed people are coming along now and just buying the item. I liked it a lot at the beginning of starting the store, because I found I was selling, I was selling bits and pieces here and there while I was trying to build the store up.
Yeah. Barry Francis says, I got £8.50 plus shipping for 9 packs of those Lego cards I got free at Sainsbury's.
Oh, wow.
You know what? It's terrible, but we've not been taking them. We've not. No. Yeah, but that's it. It wouldn't be a bad idea if I can get like a whole box.
The thing is, when we go and shop there anyway,
I might say to them actually, if they want to sell a box, I might say. They might say to them, look, do you want to sell a box?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but so that's something we're gonna look at. Will you take letters? I had to give a refund because I listed something as silk, yet I photographed the label saying polyester. Sometimes I amaze myself how thick I can get. We've all done things like that.
I have to say, I do try and re-look over my listings, especially when I'm tired, but I will always miss something, even down to like the spelling of something. When I'm tired, I make silly mistakes.
I don't know if I've still got it for sale now actually, but I remember having a Diablo 3 t-shirt that I might even still have it, but for months and months and months it was called Dayblo. I just didn't notice it.
Well, what was the one I did when I first started working on
I
the main
don't
store?
know.
It was
typos.
No, it was a bobbit, and I sold it.
A bobbit? Yeah, I mean, it sold. Yeah, we sold a bobbit. Luckily, we didn't get an item not as described, because they might have thought they were getting a rare bobbit edition. Instead
of listing it as a
bobbit, yeah, with a P.
I listed it as a
bobbit. Yeah, so
yeah,
it's one of those things.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Boom. Shane says, coffee machines, RC Helly's classic hi-fi. If you like Lego too, you have impeccable taste. Shane, sorry to disappoint you, I'm not a fan of Lego.
I like Lego.
She loves Lego.
I like Lego.
She loves Lego.
We should get more Lego sets, because I love building them. And
yeah, you do, don't you?
I just sit for ages.
If I see them, I will buy them, but they are so in demand.
Yeah.
You've got to be on it, really, haven't you? You've really got to be on it.
The times that we've managed to pick it up is when we've been at the boot sale like really, really early, and we're quite.
It's just been lucky, hasn't it? It's just been lucky, yeah.
For people to kind of unload and.
Yeah. Oh, Barry Francis remembers J. LaCrue
Oh yeah,
as well.
there's that one as well.
J. LaCrue
But
was...
I didn't list it as J. LaCrue, but it's just the way I will say it. So
Yeah. Nick says, Andrea spotted today that I have an Ed the Duck listed for months with his name spelled Ed with 2 T's. Sometimes one stray letter can affect how people find your item. So it's one of those things. Just sold a Haynes manual via GSP to China and just noticed I had an engine size listed in the title that is not covered. Looks like a refund on the cars. You may be surprised, Richard, how I mean it could be a collector who might have bought it knowing the what it is and just will buy it. I mean, if it's a Haynes manual, it shouldn't. It might be something that they just collect, possibly.
Yeah. You never know.
Stack Smart has a question: decline or counter? What when you get a best offer? I think overall it's better to counter because you're.
You know what? If it's a really low offer, I have in a shop just declined.
Yeah.
But
if they're
generally
miles off,
I do try to counter.
Yeah, I mean it depends how far someone is off your buying price.
Yeah.
So you have to judge it. And you can also see whether they've left a message, what kind of message they've left. Then you can make a judgment based on that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've had like people leaving quite shirty messages sometimes, and I've been like, oh no, I wouldn't want to. So I just straight decline. Especially the ones that kind of try and pick out that they can get it cheaper, and I'm not like, well, go buy cheaper then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will just decline those. But generally counter.
Higgsy says, "See, fancy KFC run tonight." Actually, already had KFC. I had a Zinger Tower box meal, the one where you get the wings. And Beck sat in the KFC with me. Well, this is when we went to get the coffee machine, and you just had.
And I didn't eat anything. I just drank the drink.
Just had some drink, yeah. And you had some coleslaw, no?
No, I didn't eat.
Oh, okay.
No,
I had the coleslaw. I thought you had some.
No.
Must have just eaten it quicker than I thought.
Possibly.
Yeah. Right. Pineapple or no pineapple on pizza, says Stephen. I would say no pineapple. Beck would probably say pineapple. Yeah. I hate pineapple on food. It's not. Yeah, no for me. Hixie says yes as well. Larry says no. But yeah. I think that is about it from us.
I think so.
We're
nearly at the hour anyway, aren't we?
We're nearly at the hour, nearly a few minutes off. We've got 109 people in the chat, so thank you very much for popping in and watching us. Really appreciate it.
And I think we covered everything as well.
I think we covered everything, if you enjoyed the chat, smash the like button, really appreciate it. Leave comments in the comment section and we'll get back to you. Thank you very, very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. It makes our Friday evenings something. We look forward to this, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, we look forward to it as much as you guys might look forward to it. Hixie goes, I'm going later for ice cream. I wouldn't go there for an ice cream, but okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next video. See you.